Comfrey. It's one of those plants that has so many uses, but do you know how to get it? I mean, do you grow it from seed? Do you have to buy plants from the nursery? No, you don't. And guess what? In this video, I'm about to show you the other option that was benefited to me last year from a buddy of mine. Now, today, I get to return the favor to some other friends because what's better than sharing with friends? Come along with me and we'll go ahead and get this Comfrey harvested so we can go ahead and give it away. Hey guys, it's your boy, Big Wheel Dog 82 in the soil. Have you got Comfrey? I mean, I've got it planted around my house right now, and it comes in real handy when it comes to feeding my worm bin, or my plants, or my compost. Now, you can start Comfrey by a lot of ways. You can do it by seed, or you can do it by live leaves, transplanting them from one person to another, splitting them up. But there's also root cuttings. Thanks to my buddy Doug over at Croc Gardener, last year he sent me some cuttings and I put them into the ground. And unbelievably, every last one of those cuttings turned into a plant. Comfrey is one of those plants that has so many different varieties that people like to grow in their gardens. And there's no surprise about that once you realize that Comfrey has a lot of uses. You can make salves for your skin. You can use it to feed the soil in your garden by chop and drop. Or you can do what I do all the time, compost it, whether that's in a hot compost or a worm bin. But did you know that you can spread Comfrey to others? Well, that's what we're about to do today. Now, I've got a couple friends that I want to pay forward that generosity that Croc gave me last year. So, we are pulling up some Comfrey, taking some roots, so I can send it to my friends. Why don't you guys follow along with me? See how this goes. So as I start this project, I am basically just going out to my backyard. There's one plant that I intentionally put back there that when it came time to harvesting the roots, that was the one that was going to be designated. The other ones, I want to leave them alone, not touch the roots, because I use those as my organic matter. So the more I leave those alone, just the bigger they grow. And that's always a bonus for me. So we're gonna go to the backyard. Now, all you really have to do is what I'm doing here, and take your shovel, go around the plant, pop it up out the ground. Now, I didn't show the whole cleaning off of the roots, just mainly because it was a pain. There was a big, thick taproot down the center of it, and I was just trying to get the offshoots, the little pieces of roots that were coming off of the main taproot. That way I could take those for cuttings, and hopefully, we're crossing our fingers here because I don't know if it's going to work or not, pop that Comfrey plant right back into the hole that I got it from and watered it back in. So if it lives, bonus. If it doesn't, there's plenty of roots that are still in that soil that it will come back on its own, no problems whatsoever. So that was the entire thought process. So now that we've got the roots, let me show you exactly what we've got once they're all cleaned up. All right, so what you see me setting up here is just some moist paper towels. That way I can pack these roots into these plastic bags and mail them out without them drying out. And I'm just sorting through those root cuttings, trying to give an equal amount to each person that I'm sending them to. These have been washed off, so all the soil has been cleaned off. I just rinsed them off with some rainwater I had in a bucket. And that's about it. So I just put them into the middle of these paper towels here and then rolled them up, not too tight. And these paper towels are just damp. They're not dripping wet or nothing like that. So that while they're in shipping, they shouldn't rot or have anything bad really happen to them. Ideally, it'll only take a couple of days in the mail to get to where they're going, but you never really know with the postal service, so I'm just trying to be cautious and think ahead so that there's no problems, with the people who are receiving these. When you get root cuttings like this, you can do it of two ways of planting probably. I have clay soil here, so when I planted some, I used a wormhole actually and just stuck it down into the hole and covered it up. But you could also just lay them on the side. So dig out a small little trench, lay the cutting on its side, and then overcover it with more soil, and it'll go ahead and root and sprout eventually. I can't tell you exactly how long that would take, but I'd say you should see sprouts probably within a month or so, but that's just a guess because I didn't really take time to time that out. I just planted it and waited for them to sprout. Now you would think that trying to replant these roots might need some type of special preparation or done in a special way. Nope. All you do, just lay those suckers on their side, cover them up with soil, and wait. I mean, of course you gotta water them in, but it will not take that long for those roots to pop back up out the surface of the soil with leaves. But first, they're gonna have to build their taproot. So if you don't see anything within like a week or two, don't worry. You don't need to dig it up or try to go see what's wrong, because it's probably just still building that root system first before it pops up the first shoots. With it being, spring going into summer, if you do that about now, you'll probably have, at least a decently established plant for the winter. And I did not treat or protect that comfrey plant that came up that year. I just let it go. And winter came, it died off, and I thought for sure I was gonna have a problem. You see those plants? Did you see that plant? I went ahead and took a picture of it. I even shot the video for it just to show you. This is a year later and that plant is doing that well without being, taken special care of here in Zone 6A winter. So it's not that hard, guys. I promise you. So if you've got comfrey, why not, share it. With that, I'm your boy, Big Wheel Dog 82. In the soil. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.